Okay, this is just a quick rant I wanted to put out as soon as I could, so it's not going to be anything in depth, but the most recent Helluva Boss short, Mission Orphan Time, had one thing that really stuck out to me as a blaring flaw. Mr. Wrigglers, after emotionally telling all his orphan children that he's going to die, informs a confused Blitz this.
No. I've been happily married for 74 years to my very first sweetheart.
My immediate thought was, hold on, this man doesn't look 74 at all. And that was weird on its own until I realized he was married for 74 years. So if we assume that he married at 20 at the youngest, he'd be over 90 years old. Not only does he not remotely resemble a 90-year-old man, he does not act like one. There are so many problems with this. If he was in his 90s, he should be on his way out, so killing him would hardly be an issue. The person who put a hit on him for showing them up in high school has been holding on to an over 74-year-old grudge. When did that person even die? Did they die of old age? They lived long enough to know he had a children's television show. Why did he have to be in his 90s to have adopted a bunch of kids when he could have still been younger and raised plenty of kids? Unless this man isn't actually human, or had eternal youth somehow. He can't be a vampire, as he was out in the day. Can an angel perhaps become mortal? He would have to be mortal to have been able to be killed, but we don't know how far angels can fall. Also, angels can only be killed by angelic weapons, so this makes it less of a possibility that he would be one. But perhaps instead he was blessed by one for his good deeds, which were being observed by heaven? Or what if he secretly made a deal with a demon? Of course, if he'd done that, unless his memory was erased, his reaction to Luna wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. How about if we consider all the orphans he took care of, and how literally all of them were sobbing that he was going to die? Maybe there's a reason they all had the same reaction. Maybe he's made sure they adore him, along with all the children watching his TV show, their youthful little hearts adoring him, and he's been feeding on their dependence and love this whole time to keep himself youthful forever. Or could it be the lack of intercourse, perhaps, even if that's a bit of a stretch? Unless we're trying to say that being wholesome somehow keeps you looking young and spry. I just don't know why they chose the number 74. This man looks like he could get away with being 60 at most, and that's being generous. Yes, some 60-year-olds still look like they're in their 30s, but I promise you, no 90-year-old is going to look like that. And again, he'd be at least 94 if we assume he was 20 at the youngest he got married. And we don't know when he got married, but we have to assume it was when he was really young, or he'd just be impossibly old. No gray hairs, not a single wrinkle. The only thing old about him is just how his voice sounds. The voice sounds like an old man, so that's not the part that bothered me. Just why Vivzy is this perfectly smooth-faced, full-haired man supposed to be over 90 goddamn years old? Why didn't you make him look older? Did you design him first and then pull a year out of your ass that sounded good for a long marriage and just didn't think about how old that would make him? Did you think 74 was his age somehow, or forget what age people even get married at? Did you not think that maybe his design should be tweaked to fit the damn narrative? Explain it to me, please. This is driving me nuts. Who am I kidding? She's not going to see this, and she's never going to explain shit. This is just either a really bad continuity error, or she's hiding something about Mr. Wrigglers that we don't know. Or the simplest explanation is that it was a poorly done Ned Flanders reference. Anyways, that's my little rant. Have a good day, drink water, self-care, and survive.